I'm currently 21 years old. I come from Belgium. I think I am very curious. I always like to see new places, to learn about new cultures, to see new things, to meet new people. And I always try to see things in a positive way. And I think that basically sums me up.
Thank you.
Well, so in general, I just wanted to travel.
Okay.
So after my high school, I didn't go to study. I just started to travel, but by volunteering projects. And then last year I was in Greece and I worked there with animals, like in a rescue center for wildlife. And I just realized how much I love working with animals and in like a nature area and all of this. So yeah, I volunteered there for a couple of months and then I was looking for like a new project to go to.
Okay.
And I just find this like as one of the options on the internet, and I saw it and I was just like, wow, it is looks so amazing, you know.
Yeah.
Like I think it was just a whole package for me because I had like animals to work with. I was really interested to learn about the bears, but for me even more was like the Kuterevo spirit. We call it the Kuterevo spirit. It's like the communal life, the basic life. Like, for example, we don't have water here. We just have like a tap, you know, like a pump like this
Okay.
to get the water. We don't have like a gas fire. We just cook on like wooden fires. Like, it's very, very basic life. And it's something that I was really interested to like experience it. And I actually really, really enjoy it. So it's a bit like, I think a total package for me. So the place started in 1978, so that's like 40 years ago now. And first it was actually a place for like people from big cities to come down to, you know, like this small local village to learn about basic life, communal life,
Okay. Yeah.
these things. Also, Ivan, he is like a social pedagogue.
Okay.
So it was also for like people who have like some problems or, you know, like who wanted to take a break, want some rest. They could come here and like, yeah, go back to like the basic life. So this was first like the first idea. And then after he in 2002 he found two bear cubs. I don't know exactly where, but he found two bear cubs. And then yeah, the idea grew. Actually, he wanted to take care of them. So this is how the idea like came up to actually make like this whole refugee. So that's been 17 years now. So since 17 years now we have the bear refugee as well. And now it's a bit like a combination. So the volunteers here, they still live like a very basic life. We're part of a community in the village. But then we also learn about the bears, we take care of them. So well, basically we want to help out the bears that are not able to survive in the wild. So most of the bears, they end up here because they're orphan. So they are found without parents, like they lose their mom and they're too young. So they're not able to survive in the wild. And then they are placed here. Unfortunately, once they are placed here, it's not possible to release them back into the wild. It's like a cycle, you know, because when they come here, they learn to be dependent on humans for food. So they wouldn't be able to survive in the wild. But what we do try here, which I find very, very important and which why I like the place so much, is that we really keep them in their natural living area. You know, so in general, the area here, we have bears in the wild as well. And we just like put fences, you know, so that it's completely like their natural living conditions. They have like the trees, the sand, all of these things. But also we don't interact too much with them. So I mean, obviously it's a wild bear, you don't go to pet them, but we just make sure that they have what they need, that they have food, that they have water, and then, you know, they just take care of themselves. So we try to keep them as close to their natural life, like, yeah, we don't try to come in between too much. Also, something we do is you know, we have also like a really big problem with like illegal private captivity. So it's also something we try to fight. So at the moment we have 10 bears. 7 of them came here as orphans, and one of them came from a zoo. So it was a zoo like also with not ideal living conditions, and this is like his natural area, so he came here. And then we had 2 bears who were kept illegally, also in private captivity and in very, very bad living conditions, so it was really not good for them. So now we also like brought them here that they can actually like, you know, enjoy their life and have a good time. So this is also something we try to fight, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So, well, the whole place is run by volunteers. So nobody here has like a job or like earns money. It's really just volunteers. So we have some volunteers that come here from Croatia itself, but we have a lot of volunteers from all over the place, all over the world. I was really surprised. I've been here with people from America, New Zealand, Australia, all countries of Europe, like literally from everywhere. So some people end up here like in a project like me. I'm now in an 8-month project that is supported by the European Union. So basically, when you volunteer in a place like this, we don't have any support from the government, so we don't have a lot of money. So even though we want to, we just don't have the opportunity to pay for the food and the accommodation. So volunteers pay this themselves. It's not a lot, but it's just what you use, you know, so you still have to pay a bit. And the European Union actually wants to like support people to do this, and not everybody has this opportunity. So once in your life, you can do one of their projects, and they pay for your food, your accommodation, with these things. So I'm in one of their projects now. It's an 8-month project. So every year they have some people like this, but most of the people end up here like really cool ways. Like they travel by van and they pass by the place, they come to visit, and then they're like, oh, it's such a cool place. They stay for some days, some weeks, even some months. So it's really nice. And then some people just hear by people that came to visit, hey, it's nice. So they hear about it, they ask if they can come volunteering. So we have people coming here in many different ways. And then, yeah, we have Ivan, of course. He's the founder of the place. So he's originally from Kuterevo. And he's here all the time. So he's like the base of everything, you know. He started the place here and he runs it. So the bears that we have here, in nature, bears live by themselves. They don't live in group. And it's really important to keep the different ages separately, because otherwise the older ones might attack the younger ones, which obviously we don't want to happen. So this is why we have like the different ages together. So we have like the cub of 7 months now, Mattia. Then we have the young bears, so they're not adult yet, but they're older. So 2 of them are around 9 years old, one is around 7 years old. So because the age difference is not too big, they can be together. And then we have the other place with the adult bears. So there it's, we have one like enclosure with 4 bears. They're all between 15 and 20 years old. But this is also okay, you know, because it's more or less the same age. And then we have Bruno. He's 40 years old. So yeah, he has also a place for himself. It's also like one of the things that I like about here, because we don't go inside because, first of all, it's a bear. Even though they are used to humans, it's very dangerous. You never know what might trigger them to get aggressive or attack you. And then also we don't want this kind of interaction with them. We really want them to do their own thing. So we only go inside to do, like, if we need to do restoration works or stuff like this. But because of this, we have the system with the tunnels. So if you have 2 enclosures with a tunnel, you can just put the bears in one enclosure, close the tunnel, and then we can work in the other one like this. Also, we are not trained in this. You know, we are volunteers, and we learn a lot here about bears, how to deal with them, their behavior, many things. But we are not trained in this. We don't have education or any. We're not professionals. So we don't go alone inside the enclosure. Sometimes it happens that something needs to be done. Like when I arrived here, we had one bear, Mirna. She was 35, and she was blind and deaf, and she had like arthritis in her both back legs. So like it was difficult for her to walk. So for her, we went inside to put the food as close as possible to her so that she could smell it. But this was always together with Ivan. So, you know, Ivan, the founder of the place, it was always together with Ivan. So we have like 2 electrical fences, one at the outside and then one inside. So you create some sort of path to go inside. So then we go inside to help him, like, you know, carry the food. But we actually stay behind the electrical fence, and he goes to give it close. Yeah.
Okay.
So like we have vets that we cooperate with from Zagreb.
Okay.
So whenever a bear is sick, we have contact with them, and they come down and they check out what we can do.